Hi Tarot Tribe, it's Ethony, and I have been asked to show a spread that I do a lot in my readings. Actually, it's probably one of my two go-to tarot spreads by a member of the Tarot Readers Academy, so I thought I would share it with you today. This is what I do at the beginning of most of my readings to see what energy is around the person or the situation and what is really at play. So the reason I do this is because we often think we know what's going on, or we come to a tarot reader or we seek guidance because we don't know what's going on. But this really looks at the underlying things that we're driving, that are coming from us, from our consciousness and our unconsciousness, from our fears and our hopes, our projections, our masks, all those things. What in the past is affecting it and what in the future are you projecting out. So this is a real simple, it's a 5-card spread. It's a really good one. I do it a lot. Like I said, it's my go-to. I'm using today's reading, I'm using the freaking stunning Prisma Visions Tarot. Look at that. It's just like, he's just done such an amazing job. By James R. Eads. I have the Light Visions as well, but I actually like this one better. But I'm not gonna get rid of my Light Visions, so you can just still say get away from that. And I'm also using this beautiful 5th Element Life tarot cloth. Now this comes with a little sort of pamphlet of information of how to use this, but I use it in my own way as well. I just wish that I could iron this out and have a space that's dedicated to the tarot, but I have a toddler, so everything gets put away. So sorry about the creases, but it's a beautiful, beautiful mat, and I'll be using it at fairs and things like that because I don't have a lot of tarot mats. So let's have a look. So I'm going to just shuffle the cards in the way that, oh man, apparently my shuffling game is just not on point today. It's just it's not on point, but we will get there. Whoa. And I will have a blog post about this and the positions in this reading, along with a little spread. Okay, so that you can use this, and that'll be on ethony.com and it'll be on my tarot spreads page as well. Alright, so let's cut the deck, and I usually cut the deck in 3. I'm going to choose this one. Okay, so the first card is the central theme, is either the situation, which represents the situation, or it represents the person, and how they're feeling about it. So you want to get really clear with your client as always whether this is about them and about what's going on around them, or what's going on around the situation. And you do that when you are phrasing your question, when you're answering it back to them, when you're shuffling, when you're holding that energy. Okay, so this can either be them or it can be what's going on around the situation. So the 4 of Swords, we're going to do this sample reading as it's around the situation. Okay, so the 4 of Swords is putting our swords down, resting, meditating, reflecting, pausing, retreating, and knowing that the time intuitively is not right to move forward. We have kind of come from a place of pain and battle when we go back from the progression of the 3 of Swords, and we need to take some time to heal. I love this card, and a lot of Rider-Waite images. We have a knight in a church, and he could be a tombstone, or he could just be laying as still as a tomb. And in this, he's resting. So this person is resting and kneeling down. Then we look at the past. Number 2, the past. In the past, we have the 9 of Chalices, or the 9 of Cups. And in the past, this is a good card to have. The past has been happy. And maybe we'll get a bit of an indication of what's going on in our future. Seven of Wands. Okay. The Seven of Wands is a defensive card. It comes from a place of feeling like we are on the defense. Maybe we feel like we're being attacked. So if you pair these two up, and you do need to take a look at both of these, looking at the past and then the future, or what's behind them, and what's being projected forward. I would say in this reading that this person is just, they were so happy in the past and things were so good, and now they just are so stuck because things aren't. Things are like looking at this projection of, my goodness, like how did I go wrong? Why are things no longer moving in the positive way, Four of Swords, that they used to? Is this just going to get worse in the Seven of Wands? And then at the top, we have the Tower. Okay, so now we have been completely, and I would never laugh at a client when that comes up. I'm laughing because I've just been telling, normally I would lay out the cards all at once, but I've been telling the story of this reading and doing this reading as I've been laying them out, and it's like they just get more confirming every single time I lay out a card, right? The tarot is like that. The tarot is just amazing. This is why I love it so much. Yeah, we've had some change. We've had some big change. This person has been dealing with the carpet being swept out from underneath them. They're not feeling it at all. And I can understand why they are going, what the deuce, what the heck is going on? Why aren't things moving for me? So this person has come from a place of change, and it can be a destructive change, or a change that feels like it's destructive because it's torn apart our ego and has really made us forced to look at what is real and where the foundations of our lives are. And this is when we separate our real friends and the people who love us to the people who say they do. And we can see that in this Nine of Cups, where everything was great. Maybe everything was like a party life. We've got a little bit of this like the Great Gatsby going on. Everything's going really wonderfully, and then kind of like the shit hits the fan, and then a whole bunch of people just disappear, and this person is just like, why? What happened? What did I do? And oftentimes we haven't done anything. It's out of our control. And especially in the form of the Tower, this has been called the lightning bolt or the hand of God. This is a bigger thing. This is something that could not have been avoided. So this is also a beautiful card of guidance for this client, because this person couldn't have done anything differently. And doesn't that feel good when you know that this wasn't? I mean, not that you're being punished by some external force. No, that's certainly not it at all. But that things sometimes happen and we have no control over it. We have no control over other people. So when these big things happen, we need to take a step back and take our personal story and our personal attachment and our need for blame or our need for attachment to that story, for whatever reason, out of it. And then below it, we have this connection here to the Five of Chalices, the Five of Cups. We've come really from this this space of happiness and moving into a space of not feeling so great. And it's no surprise here that the Five of Chalices or the Five of Cups has come up, being that card of loss and wondering what's gone wrong. And with a Tower card right above it, that's not surprising. So below it here, we have the Five of Cups, and I would read that as this person is now having an emotional, a hard time, and needs to really focus on this Four of Swords of retreat, and not retreating as in running away, but retreat as in like a soul retreat, being kind to oneself, and taking time to heal. So the positions for this are, the first is the situation, the energy around the situation or the person. The second is what's happened in the past, what has been the trigger for this. The third position there is the future. So what's being projected now into the future? What is the most likely outcome if things keep going the way that they're going? Then the top, what we know is in play, what has been consciously going on, what is above the person, what is their dominant what's dominating their energy, their mind, their thoughts, their happiness, their being, all that kind of thing. So what is above them, and then what is below them, so their unconsciousness, what's driving all this, what is beneath it all if we scratch the surface, how are they feeling deep down, how are they seeing themselves deep down. So there's those things that we don't know as well. So this is a little bit of a, as you probably have noticed, a bit of a shorter version of the Celtic Cross. And I don't necessarily read it the same way. I don't put the other cards out. I certainly wouldn't leave my reading for a client like this. We would look at, you know, bringing some positive, more positive to it. I would put more cards down and we would ask questions. And this is why I do it at the beginning. This is an overview of what's going on for the client. And then we would move into the different aspects of helping this person heal and how they can move forward in this situation. So I would never just leave it there. But those are the positions, and this is a sample reading. So I will be putting, as I mentioned, I will be putting the spread on ethony.com as well as the meanings of the positions as well. So thank you for watching. If you like this video and you like all things tarot, then please subscribe. And don't forget to head over to ethony.com and sign up for Oracle Wednesday, which happens every Wednesday on social media and also to your inbox if you sign up. So thanks very much.